The heart versus the head. Conflict. This is the classic battle that many entrepreneurs and business owners go through. Now, this is going to be the hard-hitting, brutal thing that you don't want to hear, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
I want to throw my teddy at you.
Make more money, work less hours, get her time and her life back whilst creating more success fast. Our strategy is not going to be about working hard. It's going to be about becoming more profitable. Today, I'm going to show Dawn from Dogland exactly how to do that.
I've got more balls than many dogs.
It's not Dogland, it's Dreamland. Big welcome, Dawn. If you introduce yourself to everybody and tell us a little bit about your business, and let's get into the audit, start solving your problems.
I'm the crazy dog lover from Chesterfield. My business is called Dogland, as in Legoland, Flamingo Land, Disneyland for dogs.
Okay, brilliant. This is the logo of the business. And how long's the business been running? And tell us all about it.
Okay, so we incorporated in 2017. Originally, I was a dog walker. I've volunteered in kennels since I was 13. I've seen the good, the bad and the ugly in corporate kennel settings. And I knew I could do it better. I just didn't know how and when that would happen. In 2017, I got that opportunity and I took over at Rose Cottage, which is where we live. It's a 5.5 acre site, and I totally transformed it for the dogs. So we've got things like a splash zone, a chill out zone, agility paddocks, everything that ticks the boxes for dogs enrichment wise. So it's not that they're sat in a kennel all day, howling and barking, stressed, upset, and go home anxious and probably losing weight and all sorts of other nasty problems. All our team, you'll see my team, some of my team there, we all care about the dogs and we love them as if they're our own. And giving them that stimulation, mentally, physically, emotionally and socially, ensures that they have the best experience possible when they're not with their owners. And that's what it's all about at Dogland.
How many dogs do you have at any one time?
So our capacity is 55 a day.
55 a day?
Yeah, it sounds manic, but over a 5.5 acre site with different paddocks, we can group them in 8 to 10.
Tell us where the business is at right now. What's happening with the business as it currently stands?
Yeah, so quite exciting at the minute. We're building a new puppy pen, a new puppy area. We lost everything in 2023 due to a flood. So literally zeroed everything with the dog job. So we've been rebuilding it since then. We've never really worked doing lead generation strategies because it's always been word of mouth. We've looked after somebody's dogs. We've done it well. They've told a friend and so on and so forth. So we've built that company organically. Now we've bought our second site that we're wanting to replicate the daycare side of the business. We've now got to look at a lead generating strategy in order to help us get them new clients on board. And then once we get rolling with the new clients and we get doing the good job, which we do, hopefully then the organic stuff will come anyway. So our site is maximum capacity of 55 dogs. I believe the revenue that's projected in 2026, we can at least get another couple $100,000 on top of that with add-ons, things like splash zone sessions, press packs, all that sort of stuff. Always a job to do on the yard, don't get me wrong. There's maintenance jobs and building new paddocks and all the fun stuff. But the everyday mashings of it, I want to try and create a blueprint so then I can roll that out amongst the other sites. So that's where I need your help with. If
we look at the numbers that we've got right now, £278,000 in sales, but our net profit is pretty low at just, less than 10%. 6 or 7% as a net profit is quite low. We're obviously projecting that to go up. It seems like you've got a lot of staff here. If you've got a lot of heavy operational costs here, would you say?
Wages is the biggest outgoing, definitely, because I can't control them numbers of dogs. So people use as ad hoc and it's quite flexible how they book in.
So tell us a little bit about your targets.
Yeah, so bring out that subscription model ASAP, create a business blueprint so that I can replicate this then to open site 2 while I'm sourcing site 3. And biggest thing for me, I guess, is streamline our sales process and our lead generating strategy. Because like I said, we'd never really had one. How can I get people through the door quicker without having to go through all the testing that we do? It's quite long-winded. It's a 26-page profile before you can even send your dog. So how can I streamline that or maybe automate it so it's not as many man hours doing that sales process? Where can I put the tech in?
Tell us the challenges that you've experienced in the business.
So I just mentioned about speeding up the customer journey so that we can get them in and get them tested, and if they're no good, signpost them somewhere else. Subscription model shift, because we offer 2 services. So we offer daycare and we offer luxury boarding. Some customers just use us for daycare, some use us just for boarding, or some use us for both. It's hard to get that subscription model to fit gives me the commitment that they're going to pay every month and turn up every month. Expansion and licensing plans. So initially, when I set this business up, I had the idea that I wanted to franchise it. I wanted to replicate Dogland brand nationwide so that if you've got a dog, you know to go to the Dogland brand for that dog care. I'll get the people in that are wanting to work with dogs. I'll give them the knowledge. I'll get them on board with our vision, our mission, what we really stand for, and then coach them in that process. And then when they're ready, deploy them to the next site, which is the sites that I'm currently looking at buying and setting up. So all the compliance stuff, all the insurance stuff, all the headache stuff as a business owner in our industry will be sorted. They will just then be ready to run that business, and I'll then have a license from them to run under the Dogland brand.
I think that you're bold and ambitious and you want to do great things. And I've seen that in the time that I've worked with you. I think you're an A player. I think you want to do well. I think you're driven and you do a lot of good things. You move fast. But I feel, again, and this has happened before on the audits, is a split focus in multiple different areas creates a little bit of a schizophrenic business mind where we're jumping all over the place and we're not necessarily getting what we want, right? So what I would like to know is in 12 months' time, without worrying, and I really mean try and get out of your head about franchising, licensing, more sites, more this, subscription, blah, 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 a lot of noise. What do you want out of this business in 12 months? What do you actually want to receive from the business?
Am I talking with my heart or talking with my head?
Well, tell me both.
With my heart, I want the Dogland brand to be the go-to place for every dog owner in the UK, because I really believe that what we do is different. If I'm talking with my head, I don't want to have a job. I want to have the freedom to be able to have the sites up and running, a passive income from them sites. So essentially I'm a landlady as well, because I'll own the asset underneath it and the license for them to trade as Dogland. And then I want to be able to buzz from one to the other, giving coaching, advice, helping them, tweaking them, and really digging deep and giving them the opportunity to have their own business.
So what we've identified is a huge conflict.
Okay.
Because half of you is going over there, half of you is going over there. And the problem is, if you've got you pulling in two different directions, that's going to create a huge amount of split focus, instability, not knowing what to work on. Most businesses let the business carry them away, take them in a direction, and they don't ever get to go, right, bang. You want to design your outcome. And this is what I want at the end of it. This is the money I want. This is the life that I want. This is the lifestyle. And we build our life rather than just build a business, and our business is the vehicle for us to enjoy our life, not just to get us into some crazy schemes running in some enthusiastically in the wrong direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to get the flip chart out and we're going to start to dive deep into this. First thing that I want to sort out is the heart versus the head. I've got a couple of questions to ask Dawn to get to the depths, because really there are some perceived challenges and some actual challenges. And part of the perceived challenges, unless we sort this out, it's not going to allow us to align the direction. So if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, you always start with the end in mind. What do you want? Where do you want to be? And you have to get that in your head as to where you want to go, so you're aligned and you can move towards it. Unless we really get to that, what happens is we get lots of objectives, go all over the place, don't quite get what we want out of our business. So this is the first thing I want to do with you, Dawn, is I want to understand you've got some things in your heart and you've got some things in your head. And I just want to understand what is the most important thing to you. So the heart part of it, you said a minute ago, in my heart, I want Dogland to be this amazing empire business that gets known and, people love it and respect it. And then you said, in my head, I want to work less, have a passive income, and to earn more. And what we really have to do is you have to understand, what is actually more important to you? And is there a middle ground where we can combine both of these things? What's going on? Why is this your head? And why is this your heart?
Because I've always loved dogs.
Okay, good, right? Yeah.
I want to give back so other people can have that opportunity to work with dogs in the right way for the health and well-being of the dog. So that's where I think the drive comes from, to be the number one brand for dog care. I truly believe we do it different. We've disrupted our industry and how we work, implementing tech and innovation, won awards for that. We totally are different in how we operate.
How would you feel if I said to you, you're not working with dogs every day anymore, you don't see dogs every day anymore, you're working in a different business, you're going to make a lot more money, but you're working in a different business, you don't see dogs. Where are we at with that?
I'd always like to have the dogs in the background. So I'd like to build this empire, as you called it, and get that up and running so that I've got a legacy, and everything I've worked my ass off for the last 9 years is something to be remembered for.
So you think you've got a 9-year history here with this business, which is pulling you towards it. If that's the case, what's all this about? What's
because
this in
I
your
want
head?
more, Adam. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a hard-working entrepreneur that I have got drive and passion. And in the dog world, you could say that I've got more balls than many dogs in work, because when I do get my bit between the teeth, I do go for it. And once I've got that focus and that direction, there's nothing that would be put in front of me that I wouldn't be willing to break down and get through.
So what's the yearning to work less? What's the yearning to be passive and earn more? So tell me now the head. You tell me the heart. I get the heart. Tell me what's going on in your head.
Because it doesn't pay enough to live the lifestyle that I want to live for me and my kids. If I'm genuinely honest, unless I replicate this business elsewhere and become a big brand, I can't see that bringing enough income in for me and my 6 kids, my 1 fiance, my 4 dogs. It just doesn't cut it pay wise.
So if I could show you a path to money and making money, then you would be quite happy to continue in this business if you believed that you could get the money that you want to get out of it.
If it gave me the work-life balance and the money, yeah. I guess I want it all, Adam.
All right, fine.
Typical woman.
So if you want it all, then we have to understand what does all of it look like, right? In general, how much time are you working on this business, in this business?
I work every day.
Yeah. So what, 7 days?
Yeah.
So you're working 7 days, right? How many hours a day?
Yeah, but it's dogs. It's 24/7. So when my guys open up at 7 and they shut down at
dogs,
6,
that's your choice.
That then is left to me.
14 to 16 hour days. I mean, that is going to burn anyone out. And then you're pregnant and you've got 6 kids, right? Or about to, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
Let's imagine you had a magic wand and you could change this. You still get to have the satisfaction of the dogs and you start making more money. Because a lot of people think that when you take a step back, you make less money. Actually, often if you take a step back, you can make more money. But we just need to work out what the plan is for that. You're not coming out of this anyway. You're addicted to it. You're chained to it. That's the reality. You're not giving things up. You're just going to keep going until you drop. What does great look like for you here on a work-life balance scenario?
2 or 3 days a week.
Okay. And you're going to go from 7 to 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Why don't we just start actually doing 5 days a week? Because then it's an easy transition. Saturdays and Sundays, we need to break the chains of addiction to this business. You're not going to go from 7 days to 2 to 3 days. That ain't happening. That's dreamland, right? It's not dogland, it's dreamland. So what we need to do is we need to switch it up and change it. And we'll start with a transition to 5 days. Why on earth are you getting up at 4:30? Can you not sleep?
Body clock.
Okay.
Dogs.
Right. So they getting up at 4:30.
Yeah.
My dog don't get up at 4:30.
Some dogs are barking all the way through night. And then I'm in kennels at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, moving them, making sure they're comfortable, bringing them in house if they don't settle. That's what I mean. It is literally a 24/7
so these
job.
dogs are ruling you, aren't they?
Absolutely.
But this is going to have to change. You need to have a sensible life where if you got up at 8 a.m. and you work till 5:30, how would that feel?
Bloody amazing.
Have you got any hobbies or anything?
No, we don't do anything, just dogs.
You've got addicted to the business and we need to change that, okay? What we've just discovered there is obviously Dawn loves dogs. She's a lovely person. She loves that. That's the lifestyle that she's created for herself. She's obsessed with it. And the problem is that the dogs are ruling her. It's Dawnland, not Dogland, by the sound of it. And we need to change that. This is the good thing. She can have it all. She can have this wonderful business that she has the love in her heart for, but she can also make more money, right? And she can get the lifestyle she wants from this. We just need to sort it out. Problem is, we don't want to be running enthusiastically in the wrong direction on these wild schemes of licensing and franchising. Because what you're going to do, this is going to be your franchise pitch. It's really easy to run this business. You just need to get up at 4:30. That's if you've not been kept up all night with embarking. You only need to work till 9 p.m. and you only need to do it 7 days a week, and you'll earn 20 grand a year. That's not going to be a franchising pitch that anyone wants. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we need to structure this better before we go and license and franchise. So it's a no to licensing right now. It's a no to franchising right now. And it's a big old yes to making more money. These were your perceived challenges. You were saying that tech and operations are your perceived challenges. Absolutely not, right? I mean, the operations is a challenge, and that's something that we need to sort out. You are one of the big challenges. Okay, your mindset, your inability to switch off, and we've got to work on you. Okay, the subscription model, yes, that can make it to the road ahead, but the expansion on licensing and new sites, what are you going to do? I mean, this is crazy, right? You go, okay, I'm going to go and get a new site. Well, what are you going to do? Get up at 3:30? What you do? Work to 11 p.m. You just work 24 hours a day. So if you haven't got the systems and the processes to run that, you're just going to burn out. Mm-hmm. So this is not for now, okay? We've got to have a plan. And again, for those of you that are watching along, having your actual plan and a strategy to follow is critically important. Tell me in the comments, have you got a plan? Do you know what your plan is, right? Do you understand what your road ahead is? I call it the road ahead. So this is a direction that this business is moving in over the course of the next 12 months. Because if you don't know it, the business just carries you. You don't carry the business will just carry you. And that's when you're getting up early, staying late, working really hard, but you don't need to. So what is the road ahead? What is the plan? We're going to establish that. The second thing is your strategy is work hard, which is fine, but you always hit a plateau when you just work hard, because there's only so much hard work you can do. You've done well, you've worked your socks off, you've got a 300k business, but you're not making enough money. The business is making 20k a year. Now, this is going to be the hard-hitting, brutal thing that you don't want to hear, right? But I'm going to tell you anyway. So based on 2024, you could have worked 2 days a week in McDonald's and could have earned you 20 grand a year. And you could have gone out to the Flamingos 5 days a week. You could have saved yourself 15 hours a day, pretty much. And you could have earned that 20 grand, having the easiest life that you've ever had in your life. Is that hard-hitting?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not designed to be horrible. It's designed to jolt you.
I want to throw my teddy at you.
Right, it's not designed to be horrible to you. It's designed to jolt you into understanding that we've got to do something different. We've got to change. And I love you, and I love your business, and I love everything you stand for, and I love what you're trying to accomplish, but we can't carry on like this. We've got to change. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? So, that's the first thing. Our strategy is not going to be about working hard. It's going to be about becoming more profitable. You need to become more profitable. Now, the way that you become more profitable is you've got to maximize your capacity in the site that you got. You told me you got 5.5 acres. We're going to talk about this. You told me you can do 55 dogs in this 5.5 acres. I want to understand how many seats are taken out of the 55, right? I want to understand what can we take the capacity to, and I want to understand how we're going to fill our capacity, how we're going to market the business in the right way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the things that we want to focus on. 55 dogs you're able to take, correct?
Yep.
How many dogs are there today?
42.
Okay, so 42. So currently, we've got some spare seats in here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 8 plus 5, so we've got 13 seats available. What is your average capacity? So across the course of the year, every single day, from January through to December of last year, what was your average amount of dogs you had there on a daily basis?
We're running about 70% capacity.
Okay. All right, so if you're running at 70%, right, that means, give me your number. What's your actual number of capacity? 70%, how many?
Between 30 and 35 dogs a day.
The reason that you're not getting the lifestyle you want out of this business is not because you haven't franchised, gone global, gone national, done all this different stuff, opened new sites and all that. It's because you haven't marketed the business efficiently enough to fill it up. Okay? Because if you were at 55 dogs, so let's say your capacity, you're missing, you said 35, so you're missing 20 dogs a day, right? So let's look at what this is costing you. How much is the average dog per day? How much they spend with you?
For daycare, it's 33 quid a day, including VAT. And for boarding, it's 40 quid, including VAT.
Okay. So if you had 10 dogs, right, extra, you'd be getting another £330 a day, right? So if you add 20 dogs extra, you got 660, or say, 670, £670 a day. Okay. Now you look at the fact that you made 20k last year. Okay. On the existing numbers you've got, you could have had another £670 a day. So what we're looking at there is looking at what, let's say, £2,500 a week, like £3,000 a week to keep the numbers easy. That's 150 grand's worth of extra revenue that we could have added if we were full up.
Yeah.
Now you've got the operational cost, the people are already there. You've bought everything. The only cost on that is marketing to bring the people in the first place. So even if you spent 75 grand on marketing, you'd have had probably 75 plus some food and all the rest of it drop to the bottom line of the business, which would take you from your 20 grand a year, to your 95, 100 grand a year. We need to get you being more efficient with your time. We need to get you more efficient with your marketing, and we need to actually get this place filled up, cooking on gas, where you're filled to the brim and it's managed and it's executed well. Now, one thing I need to ask you as well as your team. So give me the structure of your current team. So we've got Dawn Land at the top, right, which is you. Okay. Who is in the team? Tell me the team.
Okay, so I've got Mark. He is my Chief Operations Officer. He's the figures guy, polar opposites personality-wise, but it works.
Right, who else we got?
We've got Chris and Helen, who are my senior managers. So what do they do? They run the daily operations of everything. They see all these dogs in and out, and they manage the team, and they use a CRM system. They book them in, they give them the press packs. They're doing the lion's share of the operations side of stuff.
So they look after the dogs.
Yep.
And what else they look after?
The team.
Team. Okay. All right. Who else?
So then we've got Sharon in office. Sharon does all the admin sort of side of it, the booking in, obviously in the client journey. She does marketing as well, social media and marketing. Under her, we've got Lily, who is doing an apprenticeship in customer service.
Yeah.
I've got 5 yard team.
A 5 yard team.
Yard team,
okay,
yeah.
What do the yard team do?
So they do the picking it up, right. Cleaning the kennels, entertaining the dogs, pretty much that.
So we're a bit light on marketing and sales, but you've got the yard team, you've got the management team, you've got somebody actually doing the numbers and doing all these things for you. There really isn't much reason for you to be working all the hours that you're working. And
that's what John says to me all the time.
Well, it isn't. There is no reason for you to be doing that work. Now, you could argue that actually there is, because these dogs get up earlier than the people get there. That's one thing. You could argue that actually at the weekends, we haven't got any people at the weekends. And then I would say to you back, well, why haven't we got those people looking after them in the morning? And why haven't we got the people in the weekends? Because you could hire somebody to come in for 3 hours a day from 4 till 7 till the people get there, 4 till 8. And you probably have to pay him, I don't know, £20 an hour. So it'd be £80 a day, right? Across the course of the week. You're looking at a few £100 a week, and then you would actually get some sleep and be able to run the business better. And then you'd also be able to probably hire this person to come in on the weekends as well, or another person for, again, a weekend, maybe £75 a day, and then you'd have your weekend back and it would be covered. Why are you not hired those two people? It always comes down to, how can I buy my time? And the question 2 is, how much is it going to cost? Now, the thing that's mental is usually, if you were doing something complex, it becomes very expensive to buy back your time. But the stuff you're doing is not complex. So it's actually very low cost to buy back your time. Now, this is where the argument then comes back in, because you go, yeah, we only made 20 grand last year. If you gave the 20 grand to these part-time people and you give them the morning shift, and you give them the weekends, you've given your profit to these people. This is what you get out of that deal. Your creativity comes back because you've got the headspace. Your energy comes back because you're not tired. Your enthusiasm comes back. Your motivation comes back. Your ideas come back. Therefore, you now become free as a revenue generating machine for the business. So now you can work on the marketing, you can work on the sales, you can get back to the existing customers, you can look at the people that left, you can be talking to them, you can bring them back into the business, and you can generate way more than the 20 grand you spent to get all that back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The first thing is I want you to buy your time at weekends and early morning. Now, the second part of the action plan is fill capacity. We've got to get the bus full of dogs. Let me just ask you this question. If you had the demand and you had to take on 75 dogs a day, could you find a way to do it?
Yeah.
If you had the demand and you had to take on 100 dogs a day, could you do it?
Yeah.
All right. If you had the demand and you had to take on 150 dogs a day, could you do it?
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to.
Right, okay. But at least we found a breaking point, which is where we're at. But what you can do is you're running at 30, 35. You ain't got enough dogs in there.
No.
Especially if you've got a big operation. This is why you're not making the money you want to make. Because you've built up the team, but you're not using the team well enough.
I didn't know whether to go smaller with the numbers though, Adam, and give more of a VIP service, more of an exclusive service. So lower the numbers of dogs that we get in, but raise the price so that they're getting the VIP service for their dog.
What I feel that you're doing...
And then operations-wise, I don't need as many people.
What you're doing is you love business, you're smart about business, but you're overcomplicating it.
Yeah, probably. I'm bugger for that.
Yeah, you're overcomplicating it. And the reason you overcomplicate is you go, well, this strategy, licensing, franchising, a super service, cross-sell, upsell, downsell, your techno jargon in your head. Get more dogs, right? Like this is the easiest way. You've built a team to look after 55 dogs and you ain't got 55 dogs. Therefore, all the money that you make, you don't make enough money because you ain't got enough dogs. This is the simplicity, which means you've got a marketing problem. That's what you've got. You're not marketing. And marketing is quite an easy problem to fix because one, you've had loads of customers over the course of 9 years. When's the last time you called them? When's the last time you emailed them? When's the last time you text them? How often are you marketing to those people? Because that's always what you do first, right? So the first thing is I want a campaign to go back to those existing clients and get those existing clients back on board. I want them dogs coming back, right? And I want to speak to those people and I want to drive people in. That, even if we can add, 10 dogs in to take you from 35 to 45 on an average, then that is going to generate you much, much more profit, okay? You got your time back, now you got this back. Then what we want to do after we've got the existing customer campaign is we want to start doing lead gen on Meta and we want to start generating opportunities. And I think what you should do, the offer's really simple, right? But I want you to do the existing clients first. But number 3 is, look, come and enjoy a free day of doggy daycare. You've got no reason not to do this because you've got space. You need to drive more people in. So it's like, hey, you may never use the daycare centre. We're really awesome. We do all this great stuff and we're so good. I just want to prove it to you. So bring your dog down. We'll look after your dog for free. Why don't you go to the seaside for the day and enjoy yourself? We'll take your dog on. Bang. Once they've used you once, they're going to come back. The hardest thing is to bring them in the first place. So this would be your meta ad and this would be your demo of power. And this is going to be the last bit that I wanted to add, the road ahead. Okay, so what we're doing now with these actions is we're designing this road ahead. We're going to get you more profitable by adding more dogs. We're going to get the capacity filled to adding more dogs. And we're going to design the road ahead for the next 12 months. So a couple more actions then, and then we will have our road ahead, which is going to be really cool. Okay, I want you to stop getting dreamy and start executing on the plan. This business, if it executes properly and it gets the capacity of 55, we can easily take the net profit from the 20,000 that it's currently at, easily into the 150,000 if we get full up. So our only focus should be on filling this place up. Now's the time to get focused. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then finally, what we need to look at is start siloing 12 months. This is your plan. Number one, we're going to buy back your time. You do that in a number of ways. I don't care if you've got to go and get a part-timer. I don't care if you've got to get your children to do it. You pay them some pocket money. I don't care who you buy your time back. Whoever can do the job without bothering you, that can let you rest and let you sleep and let you look after your baby that's coming, whoever you can buy that time back, one for the mornings and one for the weekends, you're going to pay the price and you invest in that. Are we on board with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Number two, we're going to go and do existing customer campaigns to get people back. We're going to do new campaigns on meta ads, offering a free doggy daycare, free campaign to fill the capacity of the building and get more dogs in. Now, you were mentioning about more premium, bigger prices. You know when you put the price up? When you're full, right? Because then you don't need the business as much.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
So you can then, new customers can pay a little bit more because you haven't got the facility. You need to be completely sold out in order to get to the next stage. So the next 12 months, our overarching goal is 55 dogs. And then we will reassess in 12 months, because basically when you want a license, you want a franchise, we want a marketing model. This is how we acquire clients. This is our campaign. You can have our campaign. You plug and play. You'll be full up. All you got to do is follow our model. That's like literally what we want to do. And then you will have something to license. You will have something to franchise. Or you will have something that you can open a second site. So in 12 months now, we'll assess our options. Is it license? Is it franchise? Is it second site? But we're not ready to do that until we've hit capacity and we're full up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So is your heart fulfilled and is your head fulfilled?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. Just got to do it.
You got to do it. Believe me, I'm not being funny, Dawn. If you don't do what I've told you to do, you're going to have a breakdown. Yeah. You can have your baby screaming and you can have your dog screaming and you're going to just go into a complete meltdown. This is the most important thing that you can do. I would do this immediately. I'll do it right now.
My only one question, Adam. Helen and Chris are chomping at the bit to move into her home, which is on site, obviously, and take over completely, and me to step back. And my plan was then to work on site too. But my plan now is to work on this. But would you still go ahead with Helen and Chris moving into our home and taking over?
Okay, so
more than capable.
The danger, and this is why we just done this plan. It was good that you threw me a curveball right at the end, right?
Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. But it's good, okay? It's good. Because this is two paths, right? And this is going to be fairly straightforward. I know the answer instantly, but I just want to give you the two paths, right? Path one, Helen and Chris, you do exactly what we just said, and there's going to be an outcome for path one, okay? Path two, you do what I just said, and there's going to be an outcome for this path as well, okay? So Helen and Chris's path outcome is you're going to hand the business over to them. They're going to run the business. They're probably really dedicated, great people. They're going to do a great job. You're going to get your time back. They're going to be awesome. And they're going to be so grateful and it's going to be amazing. Except the fact that you got 35 dogs and you're not at capacity is going to turn into 30 dogs, into 25 dogs, into 20 dogs. The business is going to start losing money because you didn't solve the critical problem in the business, which is the capacity problem. They are not going to be able to solve the capacity problem because it is not within their bandwidth to be able to do that. So you're going to be handing them over a business that makes 20 grand a year. You're going to take the owner out of it and it's going to plummet. Okay. So that's why I wouldn't do that. What we need to do instead is you need to solve the one problem you have, which is the capacity and the profitability. By the way, just for everyone that's watching at home, I'm saying the capacity, but the reason the capacity is really important is it links directly to the profit. The business is not making enough money. The reason it's not making enough money, ain't got enough dogs, right? So you solve this problem, then you make more money. This gives you a different outcome that you're full up. The business is making 100 grand a year. Now you can hand it over to Helen and Chris, and they can take it from 100 grand a year down to 75. Because they're not as good as you, more than likely. And guess what? You're still making money, you still got a business.
Yeah, perfect.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So
Crystal.
The conclusion is, here, we've got to finish the job. And there's a job that still needs to be done. We nailed that. We are going to create lots of success. Well done, Dawn. You going to execute this plan?
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Come and give us a hug then. Let's wrap up. Well done. I'm very much looking forward to this plan being executed and sorted, and you deserve it. You deserve it. You worked so hard for 9 years to build something that this is now gives you the direction that you need to go and absolutely nail it, and you're going to do amazing.